Good evening, everybody, and welcome tonight to day number 94. I actually spent a little time earlier with the Apostle Larry Menninger, and he goes, man, you know, every night you say unbelievable to start. I said, yeah. I said, I can't find a better word yet. So with that said, let's go ahead and say unbelievable. Elena Vlasiuk da Borbajalovit. Ya очень рад буй. Вы здесь. Спасибо огромное. Дякую. Leslie Lucci. So gonna be good. Hello everybody. Tonight, full night, loaded actually. In fact, I'm loaded so much. This is gonna be a part 1 and part 2. You do not want to miss it. So big welcome to all of you. Julia Augustine, Chuck Pinkham, San Jose, California. Don Gentilini, as always, giving your insight. Holly Terry downstairs in the recliner. Roe Gammon, Midlothian, Virginia. That's Richmond for all of you non-Virginiaites. JDO, welcome to you, my man. I see the Texas, Vacaville, California connection. Fody World is in the house. Julie Dallinghouse, Paul Kiss, our resident Canadian Pennsylvanian. Rick Berry, Slava Gospodu. Ricochet, all of you veterans tonight, don't even start it. I know tomorrow's or this weekend we celebrate Memorial Day, which is for those we have lost. It's not what I was going to talk about. For all of you veterans that are in here watching, you're going to see some footage tonight. So I'm preparing you ahead of time. Nothing bad, but get your juices going a little bit. Ricochet, blessings to you, sir. Lynn Fireball, Harold, the legendary. How about Lake Tahoe in the house tonight? Welcome to Lake Tahoe, California. Penelope McCalla, welcome to you. Honor for Ukraine and Israel. We'll take that. Bill Terry, God bless you. Kim Porter. Lena Lenichka, let's go ahead and put UA up there. Eric Wood, welcome. Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Correct. I mourn, not celebrate. That is correct. Save me from the slumber party. Man, I'm assuming you have kids of that age and you're having a slumber party. Just lock the door and hang out with me for an hour. Gonna be good. Aaron Flowers, hello from Dean Foods, doing a 40-hour shift straight. Do what? Please pray for me as I can sleep when I get home. 40 hours straight? I mean, I know gas is expensive, but come on, Aaron. I'm sorry, bud. Well, we'll get you through 1 hour right here. And you guys get ready. Thank you for loving on God's Ukrainian children. Yep, you're very welcome. Been telling everyone who will listen, look for your broadcast. God bless you. Yes, it's starting to actually do some other things now. We're gaining some more traction, and I'm actually done that. It stinks. I'm actually. I'm gonna tell you what, guys. Just wait. You just wait. So we're gonna get started tonight. I've got so much video. I've got Zelensky, I've got Putin, I've got front lines, I've got grannies. We've got the entire update. As we were talking about with Zhenya last night, shocking, absolutely shocking how much changes in 23 hours. So I want to get started right here. This is a picture sent in last night from Jeff Rainwater. How you like that logo I made for him up there, upper left, rain and water. He sent me the picture from last night where he made his wife drive the RV so he could get over in the passenger seat and watch the program. You know what? Come on, Rainwater. You get a cheer for that one. So that would be somewhere up in Seattle, Washington area. So God bless you. Thank you for that. Folks, we're going to start here with some technical things. I know that title of the program tonight, 94, day 94. And Zhenya and I worked all day long on a lot of video production, a lot of information that we will be sharing tonight and tomorrow night. In fact, you remember the helmets we were working on? You're going to have to wait till tomorrow night, but we've got our helmets are on the front lines and the guys are saying thank you. Those are the helmets that you helped purchase. So thank you. So I want to start a little bit right here technically first. Lehman is becoming a very important city. That's in the blue dot there. And these are the things we talk about all night. I know that's in a language you can't read. Once again, Slavyansk, Kramatorsk. Over to the right, Severodonetsk. I'm going to come here so I can give you a little better view. You're going to hear President Zelensky in just a moment speak. You'll be reading the translation. But you guys, you know the hot spots, but there's a problem. We've got the troops up there from Belarus, as Janie and I were discussing last night. This zone is closed. We know all of that. We go from day to day, glory to glory, faith to faith. We learn step by step. We know that Crimea, gone. Kherson, gone. I need to change that. I got to be spot on. Believe me, they'll call me on it. Right there, and right below Zaporozhye, gone. Most of Donetsk and basically 99% of Lugansk gone, and then up in here behind Kharkiv. But we've been watching that, and we know there's huge pushes this way, but for some reason today, and President Zelensky will be speaking about it, major targets were Sumy, Kryvyi Rog, Dnipro, and Kharkiv, all in behind the lines. And honestly, Sumy was flat out demolished. Kryvyi Rog, and when I say demolished, folks, I'm not talking about shelling. So let me be very clear on that. That is missile strikes that hit strategic targets. Basically, what the Russians are doing is they're sending 4 cruise missiles at a time. And one is getting taken out by the air defense, and 3 are typically making it through the target. That's what's happened in Sumy. It's happening again in Kharkiv. It's happening in Kryvyi Rog and Dnipro. And then, of course, all the battles here. You're going to hear President Zelensky speak about that, and that'll just preface you when he's talking about Sumy. Major strikes on Sumy today. And it's like Sumy's been quiet, been destroyed, some shelling on the border, and then all of a sudden, here we go with Sumy again. Folks, I had this translated for you. On the left, it's in Russian. On the right, I'll go ahead. I had Zolik translate this today, basically doing a comparison between Hitler and Putin. And yes, tonight we are going somewhere. And this is why, somebody appreciated that last night when I did this. You have Hitler in World War II, and then you have Putin in World War III. It is, period. So if you do a math equation and you do a plus, Hitler plus Putin equals Putler. So this is the name he's called by all throughout the war zones, Putler. And that's where they get that from. So in comparison, Hitler and Putin, Hitler became a chieftain of the people, check mark. Putin became a chieftain of the people, check mark. Homophobic, Hitler, check mark. Putin, check mark. Held the Olympics, 1936 for Berlin, and then Sochi just had the Olympics. And that would have been under Vladimir Putin. That would be the Winter Olympics. Hitler, yes. Putin, yes. Signed an agreement on friendship and borders with a neighbor. Hitler, yes. Remember Great Britain? Putin, yes. Occupied Crimea. Check this out. Putin, yes. I'm sorry, Hitler, yes. Putin, yes. Turn the entire world against you. Hitler, yes. Putin, yes. Lose the world war and die. Hitler, yes. Putin, the sand is going out of the, what's that called? Hourglass there. So we'll see, but it's pretty accurate. So a lot of these things happening, Putin in the news, all the stuff that's going on with France and Germany, which we'll talk about in a moment. I want to start here tonight, though. Lots of video, and we're going to start with this video first. Last night, Jania and I were talking about, and I warned you guys. I warned you guys, my opinion, but The moment we go beyond 777s, meaning we begin to transfer the MLRS, MLRS, and of course, depending on the ammunition that is used in those, the shells depends on the range, but that's irrelevant because the system will do it. Russia's not going to care what the range is. As soon as we start providing that, which looks like it's going to happen next week, I've warned you, and I don't mean that looking down. I'm just warning the world. Russia's not going to like it. And I don't care that they don't like it, but if we're not willing to help back them up instead of just sending arms, it's going to be a problem. In fact, we paid attention to it last night, and lo and behold, look who was talking today on Russian television, Solovyov, about this very thing.
Путин не может потерпеть поражение. И в этом большая проблема, потому что, извините, ядерная держава. И идет все время это повышение ставок, и теперь США пытаются максимально затянуть вот прокси-войну с Россией. В Белом доме всерьез рассматривают возможность передачи Киеву систем залпового огня. Зеленский их вымаливает, но Байден же понимает, что, минуточку, но если в зоне поражения окажутся российские АЭС, а если нанесен будет удар по нашим городам, с большим количеством там жертв, то мы же можем вообще по-другому рассмотреть эту всю ситуацию. И можем сказать, американское оружие вы поставили, вы виноваты. И мы можем нанести удар по центрам принятия решений. И нам будет наплевать на 5-ю статью или нет.
I believe he watched the program last night with Zhenya and I and got that material. That is exactly what I said will happen. I know these guys. It's exactly what's going to happen because, once again, I remind you how close these places are. And once these systems are in Ukraine, they're going to blame everybody. And I'm telling you right now, hear me clearly. This is not prophetic, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The moment these systems are in Ukraine, Russia is going to strike their own cities or their own power plant or their own infrastructure at a level that would only be deemed possible by the Ukrainian systems. I'm telling you right now, we've got video, May the 28th, 2022, 9:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm telling you right now what's going to happen. They're going to strike. He just told us. What a bad poker player. He just told us, now with those systems here, you can strike our power plants, you can strike our infrastructures. And folks, to be honest with you, with the right ammunition, they can strike Moscow. And believe me, Russia would strike Moscow in a heartbeat to validate a point. I'm telling you. So the Axis powers now would be China, Iran, North Korea, Turkey, and which two EU nations? That's easy. Germany and France. Easy. Easy peasy. In fact, got something very interesting to show you guys in just a second. Now, talking about staying in this region, that's the Putin thing. I now want to go and talk a little bit more about Severodonetsk. I've got video tonight on Severodonetsk, and let me flop this over here. Severodonetsk is becoming another martyr city, as we've called Mariupol. I remind you that Severodonetsk has a population of about 105,000 people. Hottest place in the war right now, on the edge of falling. In fact, there have been reports tonight that Ukrainians are withdrawing. I've got some video I'm going to show you right now from the regional mayor, the regional overseer, talking about the situation. It's translated. 60% of houses, buildings, you know what they look like now, are destroyed. 60%. So that would be 60,000 people's living abodes gone. 30% damaged. So we're now at 90%. Only 10% undamaged. Just in Severodonetsk, and this is the number that they can count, 1.5 or 1,500 dead. So when you look at the numbers of the war that's officially officially released by the UN or by watchdog organizations or by even Ukraine themselves, they do not know. Folks, this is going to shock us when it's all over. 12 to 13,000 people still are remaining in this city. And just to remind you of where it's at, what we're talking about is this town right here. Let me put it on a color you can see. Right there. It's in the middle of the pinch. And folks, once this city falls, it's going to fall. I mean, unless David and the troops of Israel march in right now, it's going to fall. And they're going to continue pushing straight to Kramatorsk. After Severodonetsk falls, their next target will be straight into, let me clear it, Lysychansk, and then from there, it's Slavyansk and Kramatorsk. That pinch is only about 7 miles now of Ukrainian territory that they control. They are being encircled, and that is why tonight there is some reports that the Ukrainians are pulling back out of Severodonetsk. Now, here is the mayor or regional leader of Severodonetsk giving an update.
Місто Северодонецьк, на жаль, російська армія знищує повністю. Вони обстрілюють цілодобово місто. До речі, достатньо хаотично. Їм немає різниці, куди потрапляють їх ракети, авіабомби чи снаряди. Вони просто знищують всю інфраструктуру, всі будинки. Що б не було за цим будинком, чи це будинок житловий, чи це приміщення школи, чи садочку, чи лікарня, все знищується повністю. Обстріли не зупиняються. Сьогодні рашистські ЗМІ розповсюджують інформацію про те, що місто повністю відрізано, воно повністю в оточенні, але це не відповідає дійсності, не відрізано місто і воно не в оточенні. Бої тривають, російська армія, представники там певні частини зайшли все ж таки на околицю міста, в готель «Мир». Вони контролюють цей готель, цю територію і поруч автовокзал. Але далі просунутись не можуть. Ну, можу сказати, що досі тривають важкі бої якраз вже в місті.
So that's the update, and he was the regional director there. That was earlier, and now the push. That hotel he's talking about in Severodonetsk is called the Hotel Mir. Isn't that interesting? What is Mir? Peace. Hotel Peace. Huge complex there, and it's on the eastern side of Severodonetsk. It has been taken over and used as a base station. Massive, massive complex. So we'll stay on top of it, but it's looking like things have adjusted even since that video has been recorded. Heavy push going through Severodonetsk, and you'll hear President Zelensky speak about that in just a moment. Now, you guys know the city of yeah, that's a great point. The city is at Mariupol, and it took over a month to take Mariupol. Time is king. Unfortunately, it might have to fall to buy more time. Yes, I mean, unless David and the army comes through, it's going to fall. It's going to fall. Kherson, right here. I've been talking about this region. Told you over the last 48, 72 hours that they were closing the borders, not allowing any Ukrainians that would want to get onto Ukrainian territory to leave. First of all, they were doing it by just checkpoints. But if you look here, they being the Russian forces, have actually created a border. There you see a little metal building, the colors of Russia, the flag above it. You see the gate there. It says stop. The word below it says control, border control. Then there's the intermediate line. Look at the white line past the stop sign. That's the border. And then you have the Ukrainian side. And nobody can leave. Nobody. It's completely sealed off. Not only that, remember over the 94 days we've covered the city of Melitopol many, many times? Remember early in the war with the mayor Ivan Fedorov? He was kidnapped. He was then exchanged for 9 Russian soldiers, probably within the first month of the war. We followed that story. Remember at that time, Melitopol had not fallen. It was in the middle of fighting. Of course, it's now way behind enemy lines. And to be quite honest with you, 2 things I want to give you an update on. Not heard one peep from Andrei or from Fedorov, the mayor of Melitopol. And also, I was thinking today, we've had no official words on the status of the soldiers captured. Lots of rumors, but we're not given rumors of the soldiers captured in Mariupol here recently. But with that said, we've been following the city of Melitopol. What size city is Melitopol? 150,000 people. Take a look at what was happening today in Melitopol. That's the entrance sign to the city. The guy up there standing on it says Melitopol. What does it say below Melitopol that they're nailing up there? It says Rossiya Navsegda. Translated means Russia forever. Melitopol.
Вот так вот. Мелитополь, Россия навсегда здесь.
Melitopol, Russia forever. Now, one thing that we learn about that is that the Russian military evidently does not have a ladder. So they must have done a circus trick to get the gentleman up on top of it using a hammer from the World War I treasure trove and a nail that they found on the side of the street to hang that sign up, because that's what it looks like. But apart from the laughing part of it, that's the sign, Melitopol forever. Geez, they can't keep their tanks alive, but they will have 100,000 signs. Dude, Medic Trevor, let me tell you something. And the guys in here that are Ukrainian or connected to Ukraine or Russia or any type of Eastern European area, country, land, brother, there's signs everywhere. It's shocking. Everything has a sign. Everything has a sign. A sign to come and a sign to go. You come into the city, when you leave the city. I mean, everything has a sign. So, but they do not have ladders or drills. We have World War I hammers and nails found on the side of the road. Regardless, the sign is hung. Now, folks, with all of that, you are now prepared for the Zelensky update from the night. It was longer. I've edited it down. And here's some of the things that President Zelensky said just a little while ago. And with the background I've given you in the beginning part of the program tonight, you'll understand exactly what he's talking about. Here we go.
Українці, українки, наші захисники і захисниці. Завершився 94-й день повномасштабної війни. Ситуація дуже складна. Особливо в тих районах на Донбасі і на Харківщині, де російська армія намагається вичавити хоча б якийсь результат для себе. Ключові напрямки боротьби на фронті – це, як і раніше, Сєвєродонецьк, Лисичанськ, Бахмут, Попасна та інші міста, на яких зосереджений російський наступ. Але наша оборона тримається. Там невимовно складно. Я вдячний усім, хто витримує цей натиск окупантів. Щоденно працюємо над посиленням нашого захисту. Це передусім постачання зброї. Кожного дня наближаємось до того, що наша армія буде переважати окупантів технологічно і ударною силою. Звичайно, дуже багато залежить від наших партнерів. Від їхньої готовності надати Україні все необхідне для захисту нашої свободи. І я очікую з цього приводу хороших новин вже наступного тижня. Сьогодні російська армія завдала абсолютно безглуздих, відверто варварських ударів по Сумщині. Ракети, міномети. І для чого? І що це дає? Українці Сумської області, як і будь-якої іншої області нашої держави, вже все зрозуміли про Росію. І новим терором вона нічого не зможе додати. І тим більше не зможе залякати. Внаслідок російського обстрілу Миколаєва сьогодні загинула 1 людина, 7 поранені, 2 у дуже важкому стані. Снаряди вдарили по житловому району. В 20 метрах від дитячого садочка. Ось таких ворогів обрала для себе Російська Федерація. Знову і знову буду нагадувати світу, що потрібно нарешті визнати офіційно Росію державою-терористом, державою-спонсором тероризму. Це просто правдиво, це чесно і відображає ту щоденну реальність, яку окупанти створили в Україні і дуже хочуть понести далі у Європу. І це має бути юридично закріплено. Готуюся до засідання Європейської Ради, яке відбудеться 30-31 травня. Буду звертатись до учасників засідання, зокрема, і про це говоритиму. Про терор, який став на сьогодні фактично єдиною формою дій російської держави по відношенню до Європи. Терор на землі в Україні. Терор на енергетичному ринку всієї Європи, не тільки нашої держави. Терор на продовольчому ринку, причому вже в глобальному масштабі. А який терор буде далі? Тільки разом, тільки всі європейці, ми зможемо зупинити таку політику такої держави. Звичайно, у зверненні до Європейської Ради приділю необхідну увагу і тому прогресу в розвитку нашої держави, який вже досягнутий і який може бути досягнутий найближчим часом. Також наступного тижня продовжу звертатись до парламентів європейських країн. Буде і багато іншої міжнародної активності, направленої на посилення нашої держави і на посилення спільного тиску усього вільного світу на Росію. Говорив сьогодні з прем'єр-міністром Британії Борисом Джонсоном про оборонну підтримку і постачання пального в Україну, про те, як можемо розблокувати українські порти, а отже, як можемо не допустити розгортання продовольчої кризи. Окремо обговорили і гарантії безпеки для України. Маємо активізувати роботу над ними. З'являється все більше інформації про те, що окупанти намагаються максимально обмежити виїзд наших людей з тимчасово окупованих районів Херсонської області. Вони не дають жодних гуманітарних коридорів і закрили індивідуальний виїзд людей. Ті, хто впевнений у своїй позиції, таких рішень точно не ухвалював. Однозначно, це прояв слабкості, прояв того, що їм нічого дати людям. Та й люди не хочуть нічого у них брати. Тому вони намагаються взяти людей в заручники. Але Україна поверне все своє. Все. І це обов'язково. І це лише питання часу. І кожного дня цей час звільнення, він скорочується. Ми для цього робимо все. Вічна вдячність і слава усім, хто захищає нашу державу. Вічна пам'ять кожному і кожній, чиї життя забрали окупанти. Слава Україні!
And there you have a pretty good overview of Zelensky's statements. And now you can understand some of the cities I showed you, some of the pictures I showed you, whether we talked about Sumy or Mykolaiv, Kherson. He then speaks about those places. Now, today, Russia, France, and Germany, they had a Zoom call. They do video calls, you know. So that would have been President Putin, President Macron, and Chancellor Scholz. I just figured out that Schultz sounds like Schultz, legendary sergeant from World War II. Sergeant Schultz served under Colonel Klink. There's even some similarities in the look. Putin, Macron, Schultz talking today. What was accomplished? Are you ready? I can tell you. Nothing. Only 3 points came out of the 80-minute conversation. And number one was President Putin said that at some point in the future, Russia would be happy again to talk to Ukraine if the conditions were right. So, nothing. Secondly, he said they concluded that there will be some possibilities to find options for the grain, but the world must release its sanctions. So, nothing. Thirdly, that's what I've been talking about. Sending heavier weapons to Ukraine is playing with fire. If we roll those heavier weapons in, which looks like it's going to happen, and I want it to happen, I'm just suggesting that it's going to change the war and could negatively initially impact Ukraine. Now, believing for the positive in the end, and we're going to win the war and expel the occupiers from the land completely. But you heard Zelensky himself say it was a devastating day. Very difficult day. Now, with that said, Russia actually believes that they are the enemy. And what I mean by that is, of course, they're the enemy of Ukraine and the West, but they believe that they are being singled out, terrorized, having their culture ripped from them, that they are having everything stolen from them. They do not see clarity that they are the aggressor, that they are destroying the Ukrainian nation and people and erasing them off the world map. They believe that is happening to them. You say, well, how do you know that? Because today, Lavrov, foreign minister, was talking about how everybody is erasing Russian culture, especially with the famous literary guys. I've got him here. You'll recognize some of these names like Tolstoy and Pushkin. Very, very famous poet.
Запад объявил нам, объявил всему русскому миру тотальную войну. Это теперь уже никто и не скрывает. И доходит уже до абсурда та самая культура отмены России и всего, что связано с нашей страной. Под запретом классики Чайковский, Достоевский, Толстой, Пушкин. Гонениям подвергаются и деятели отечественной культуры и искусства, которые сегодня представляют.
So, just so everybody's clear, it's Russia and their history with Tolstoy and Pushkin that are being persecuted. It's called propaganda, media spin, and pure trash. In fact, we're going to go down that hole a little bit more. Now, let me tell you what the propagandists think. And once again, I always try to remind you, yes, these guys have power and influence. These guys hate, and I do not like using that word, but they hate Schultz.
Заявляет, мы не можем принять правила, которые, так сказать, может нам диктовать Российская Федерация. Ты кто есть, ублюдок? А мы можем ваши правила принять, да? Не угадал, не угадал. Вот если ты не можешь принять эти правила, то мы тебя заставим их принять. Вот об этом речь идет. И надо Шольцу знать точно, что, ребята, если вы нас заставите реально применять ядерное оружие, у нас другого выхода не будет. Но я сильно сомневаюсь, когда вам туда прилетит, ублюдки, что Соединенные Штаты тоже быстрее давай атаковать Российскую Федерацию, не дернутся вообще.
Yeah, and everybody's watching that trash. And yes, on their national state TV, he's cussing up a storm. And of course, I cover those words up. But if you understand Russian, you could clearly, very clearly hear those words. This is what's being broadcast in Mariupol on those trucks. This is what people are seeing. Now, while that was happening, President Zelensky already spoke about this, but they were having a Zoom. So a real ally and friend called him, Boris Johnson. I told President Zelensky this morning, at the same time that Putin was talking to Macron and Schultz, that we stand with Ukraine for the long term. We'll continue to provide equipment to help the Ukrainian armed forces defend their country, and we're working intensively to find ways to resume grain exports and avert a global crisis. Now, I do want to show you guys this, and this is a great launching point for that. and then I'm going to show you something about Putin. But check this out. Excuse me, still working on that cough. Boris Johnson was reported, a story released out of El Economia, which is the leading journalist gazette. It's a weekly gazette, very balanced, and it's Italy's #1 news resource. Boris Johnson came out and suggested starting a new association of nations. Yes. While Macron and Schultz are playing tiddlywinks with Putin, Boris Johnson has come out and said, you know what? Let's start a new organization and let's call it the European Commonwealth. We'll start it with Great Britain and we'll take the reins of it. And then Ukraine, Poland, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. And Turkey, if you were to change and get off the fence, we may consider letting you join. Folks, remember what we talked about. Many people have talked about how this war is going to, bring nations together, bring people together. I think what it's doing is actually dividing nations. And it's showing where the real friends are, where the real allies are, where the ones you can really count on. And we see things like this, and it's absolutely obvious. Take your time, Google it yourself. It's called the European Commonwealth. Very, very interesting. I want to go here for a moment and show you something. In fact, let's start with this. We're going to talk about that. Blah, blah, dawn, blah, blah, dawn. Okay, I've taught y'all the dawn now. It's so funny. I was talking to somebody today, and they were talking to me, hey, Greg, I want to talk to you about this, Dawn. It's very interesting, Dawn. So we've started, you've learned some culture here. It's fantastic. Stephen Olsgaard, you're on another channel that I can't put your comment up, but it says Zelensky is winning the information war against Russia. Ukraine has moral authority because it's using operations to fight a war of necessity, an existential battle of survival. The Kremlin, meanwhile, is trying to fulfill an ambition to rebuild the Soviet empire that had been shattered after the Cold War. In what looks increasingly likely to be a war of attrition, winning the information war will provide a big advantage on the battlefield. I agree with that completely. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to show you guys some video for the remainder of the evening. We'll get through what we can. Other stuff I've got queued up and ready for tomorrow night. They're not time sensitive. They're informational. Always time sensitive stuff we show you immediately. But we're going to start with this. Over 94 days, I have probably shown you 4 or 5 examples of when President Zelensky would go to the hospital. He would meet with the soldiers, and you could feel the atmosphere just watching it. The smiles, the handshakes, the hug, the personal looks. You could feel it. Well, tonight am going to share with you video of President Putin visiting the hospital. And then after he visits the hospital, we together are going to go on a journey. And I'm going to destroy that video. What? Get ready. First, the video. Here is, and it's translated for you, President Putin visiting soldiers. We'll see in the hospital.
Старший рахунок командир старшина мотоцикlovой роты, мотоцикlovого батальона.
Да. Как вы себя чувствуете?
Все хорошо, замечательно.
И хотите даже что-нибудь?
Так точно, естественно.
Добре. Хочу предложить дальше службу. ВДВ. Десантники работают блестяще. Но без пехоты нет. Без пехоты невозможно. Все успехи закрепляет только пехота. Спасибо вам большое. Удачи вам. Поправляйтесь.
Служу России.
Все хорошо.
Все два пациента.
Желаю, товарищ.
Как себя чувствуете?
Все хорошо. Иду на поправку.
Мягкие ткани сшили. Все хорошо, уже не болит ничего.
Ясно. А первую помощь оказывали как?
Первая помощь была оказана там, на поле боя. То есть так получилось, что он выносил раненого, то есть был рядом фельдшер. Помощь была оказана, доставили вначале его в мост, медицинский отряд специально.
Вы выносили раненого, да?
Да.
И сами получили раненого?
И сам получил в этот момент.
А кого выносили?
Товарищи своего в одном экипаже работали.
Молодец.
Ну, в настоящее время идет восстановление, пока на костылях. Я думаю, что скоро уже будет
Нормально.
бегать и танцевать.
Будешь танцевать?
Так точно.
Вы где заключали контракт?
Чеченской республики.
А вы?
15-я мотострелковая бригада, город Самара.
Самара?
Так точно. В прошлом году заключил в сентябре контракт. Второй.
Как настроение там у ребят ваших послушать?
Позитивно. Все настроены.
Работать?
Так точно.
У вас?
Как бы все работает. Сам рассчитываю, когда выпишусь, вернуться товарищам помогать. Там остались двое у меня.
Ладно. Не спеши. Не спеши, да. Спешить не надо.
I see some of your comments there. Cold as ice. Okay. So let's do an analysis tonight. First of all, you see President Putin there. He's the only real person there. To the right, the doctor. Maybe. The guy standing behind Putin. Maybe you didn't pay attention because you were, trying to watch the video and read the translation. That was Shoigu, the general. Now, the 4 soldiers were not soldiers. They're not wounded. They're actors. I know that the what's it called? Different Strokes. Arnold is getting ready to come up. What you talking about, Willis? They're not soldiers. They're actors. Now, I'm going to prove it to you. This is why you're here. This is why we share, because we want more people to get the truth. Get ready. On the left, I'm going to make this bigger so you can see bigger. On the left is a reporter. On the right, it's the same guy dressed as a wounded soldier for the interview. This has been 100 times checked. On the left, the reporter. On the right now, he's the wounded soldier. Let's take it a step further. On the left, this is a part of the group in Moscow that supports Putin and the work of the Kremlin there in the thuggy arena. On the right, there's the same guy. Or, I'm sorry, on the left, there's the same guy. He's now the wounded soldier in the hospital. Let me ask you guys something. Is there any dressings on the bed? Is there any medical equipment? Is there anything there? No. It's not real. They're making this all the time. Now, here is another example. On the left, we've got a few guys numbered. Now, these people were not in these videos, but they're used all the time. So, on the left, you're on a vessel, and they're fishermen. Number one. Now look over to the right. Number one. Now they're in the crowd at church with Putin. Number two in the green hat. He's the bald-headed guy behind Putin. Number three, the blonde-headed lady. She's with the mother of the little girl there at the church service. And number four, the guy in the blue hat. He's over there behind the candlesticks, the tall kid. So what we have is nothing but flat out propaganda. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. The reason this happens is because Vladimir Putin is so afraid of being killed. I'm telling you the truth tonight. His circle is so tight that there is no way he would walk into any hospital that was not under total control. He would not interview or shake hands with any soldier, anybody. He trusts nobody. Who does that sound like? Go back to the 40s. It's Adolf Hitler. Now it's Vladimir Putin. Only the circle. I mean, even there at church, on the fishing boat, it's only the approved circle. It's all photo ops. Everything is under complete control. Now, let me show you one more thing tonight. Let's see. It's right here. Folks, this one's something. This is Helen Grant. Helen Grant is a British politician. She's been in the parliament. She served many different offices. She's serving in an office now, not as a parliament member, but as some governmental group leader for Boris Johnson. Her son, his name is Ben Grant. He is a 5-year veteran of the Royal Special Forces. He is a fighting machine. He volunteered to go to Ukraine and fight. He is there with a group of British and Ukrainian specialists along with Americans. They're fighting on the front lines. I have 2 copies of this video. One of the videos shows the American soldiers with all their patches, the big American flag, but on the full video, they blurred that out. So I'm not going to show that one, but I've got the one that blurs them out. But I'm telling you tonight, they're Americans. So it's the British, and this guy is a high target because he is the son of a former parliament member and a government official there in Great Britain. He is a fighting machine leading the group of Americans, British, and Ukrainians. I'm going to give you a few minutes tonight of an inside look. You will see one wounded soldier. You will not see where he was struck. It's a minor wound on his knee. Nothing that you would not see on a commercial for Band-Aid. But there is a tourniquet applied to his leg for just safety. But those guys do not leave him on the battlefield. He does make it out. We've got the end of the story for this. These guys are doing amazing work. And tonight, on day 94, we're going to use a little bit of this Telegraph video and pay tribute, not only to the Ukrainian soldiers that are fighting, but also to the British Special Forces and the American Armed Forces that are volunteering to be smack dab on the front line. This is what I promised you in the title, and here it is.
Move! Move back! Back! Move now! Move! Right. You good? Brit team, where are you? Who's that? Who? Have you seen him? Come on, bro. Come on. Come on, Dino. Come on, brother. Come on, mate. Come on, you got this. Strong guy. We gotta move now. We're gonna die. Move. Right. Okay. Over this. Over this. Come on, my brother. Come on. I've got you. Come on, Dino. Move. 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 Good man. Come on. Come on. You're okay. You're okay. Come on. Come on. Up here. Last bit. Keep going. Come on. Come on, Dino. Come on. Right. Move here. Move. Go, go, go. Oh, I'm going to lose it. Right, come on, move it. No. Oh, come here. Come on, Dino. Come on. We're gonna, come on. Get out, we're gonna get shot. Come on. Move. Move. Right. Here. Line down. Line down. Here. Lie down. Lie down. Okay. Okay. Right there. You okay, bro?
Там есть турникет? Есть.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, okay. Alright. Okay. Is that tourniquet tight enough? Is it tight enough? Hold on, come here. Come here.
Перчатки.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, just checking. Dino, you okay, brother? Good man, you move fast and well there, brother. All right? You okay? Listen, you're all good, man. Yeah? Well done. Well done. Okay. We need... Where's Ozzy? Okay. What's our location? What's our situation on Kazivac or anything else like that? Okay.
Время вложения турникета. Время, скажите.
Time is 12:24. 12:24. Okay. TQ went on at 12:20. 12:20 TQ.
Yes, okay.
Okay, cool. Get your head down and move now. What?
Better.
Go. We gotta go. Come on.
Раненый!
Come on. I can't leave you. Grab his helmet. Someone help.
Go!
We need to put him somewhere. Come here. Go, helmet. Go. Come on. Gotta try and walk or we're gonna die, man.
Не надо, нормально. Да.
Come on.
Come on, my friend, come on.
No problem. Okay.
No problem. More.
We need to move him. We need to put him down for a minute. We need to put him down. I can't. I've just got him out of there. Yeah. Oh, you are. I'm blowing out. Right.
Подмога, 2 человека, быстро!
My team, where are you? Okay, all 7-6, yeah? It. The anti-tank weapon. Oh. Go! He's there.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just
Go, keep moving. Okay.
moving.
Yeah, keep moving. Thank you.
Come with us, let's try and hit this tank.
Well, let's go. You gotta hit the tank, yeah? Have you got an anti-tank weapon? You just get it.
Ed has.
Ed, let's go get this tank. Right, where's the road? Hold on. Let me just reload. Okay. Right. How you doing, brother? Yeah? Yeah, bro. Let's do this. Yeah, tourniquet. Couldn't put one finger under it. It was fine. Okay? He'll be all right. He'll keep his leg. Yeah, that was a good effort. Nice and tight. Go on. Let's go. Where's the road, bro? Okay. Where's the road? We're going to get the tank. Okay.
I have one word as we close out day 94. That's heroes. And people may say, man, why do you show that? That wasn't bad. You watch worse on your nightly television show when you're watching Chicago PD. So, no. That's real life. That is the son of a British government high-ranking official. The guys that were blurred out were all Americans. I've got the unedited, unblurred. All Americans working together. Did you hear the words brother? Did you hear the words, I'm not leaving you? Not leaving you. Let's go. Well, I can tell you that guy made it out. Everything's good. That story ended well. The purpose of showing it is the world running in circles, looking at madness, looking at craziness, worried about $5 a gallon gasoline, which, when that's all we know, of course we look at it and go, this is crazy. But there is a whole lot bigger event happening on the other side of the globe, and it will affect the world forever. And I thank you for being here. That was an inside look on the front line. Tomorrow night, we're loaded already, and who knows what will happen in the next 23 hours. May the Lord bless you. Hey, go to church in the morning. It'll do wonders for your soul. Be blessed. See you in 23 hours.